Hi friends, Ray Lutz here. I'm going to give you an overview of the method for dealing with adding new media to our media archive. So you should have already watched an introductory video to the Citizens Oversight website. You don't actually have to have all that information, but it does help to have an idea of the basic syntax and so forth. But we won't be actually doing much editing of the body of these topics this time. We're going to be mainly working with the forms in each topic. Now let me talk about that for a second. Citizens Oversight, we have a website called Copswiki. It's based on this thing called the FOSS-Wiki, the free open source wiki. Wikis go way back. It started with WikiWiki, and they had this basic wiki that then developed. And Media Wiki is a type used by Wikipedia, which is pretty much all static documents. That is, each page, it can be edited, but it doesn't change. It's not dynamic. It doesn't update as you go. Whereas this FOSS-Wiki has a lot of dynamic features, things that can be such that the page is updated automatically when you view it. Each time you open it, it could change. And so a lot of the power of this particular platform has to do with being able to organize information, as opposed to the regular social media where it's pretty much unorganized, just a stream of thought, and you really can't get things organized and reorganized and re-edit things very well. You can't format anything, for example, in Facebook. Now, what we have on our website are a number of projects, and each project has a little tag that goes with it, and then there's media, and you can tag the media so that it goes with each project. Media can actually be applicable to several projects, and that's why we use the tagging method instead of just saying a tree where each thing is a child of a tree. You can't have children of many parents, but you can have basically a tagged item, and then it can have many parents that way. And so we find that it works out better. Over here you see there's a thing called NewsMedia. If I click on that, we go into the long list of news media, and it's some 1,600 items here. Now this page is not like handmade or anything. This page is actually made dynamically each time you look at it, or almost look at it. We have it actually cached here because it takes a little bit of time to build it. Let's click it and see how long it takes. Basically, we don't want everybody in the world coming to this page and then having to wait this amount of time to rebuild it. What it's doing is it's going through all the topics in the common web and some other webs, looking through the ones that have a media form attached to them, and then organizing them by reverse date and formatting them all this way. And then so we just updated the page. It took a number of seconds, too long for most people to want to wait as we get to the website. That's why we have it cached. So if you come to this page and you just open it, when I click it, it's going to get the cached version. So you see it just opened it right away. It didn't take any time to rebuild it. Most of the pages though on the website don't have that caching turned on. They get rebuilt every single time because most of them are not as long as this one, and most of them are not hit on that much. So any one of these, let's take a look at one of these topics here. So this is a typical media topic, and then we're going to add one once we get done with this. It has a title up here. It has the publisher, the date, who made this. And this page is, in case you want to send this to someone, like copy the whole thing and put it in an email, it's nice to have the actual link to this page written out so that people can actually, not just to click on it, but to actually be able to read it and see what it is. And there's a media link here, which is actually to the actual PDF file in long form. We're not going to normally do that long form most of the time, but we want it in one time here so that people can actually get to it if they just see this in written form, and not so that it's not actually clickable, and then they could actually get to it if, say, if it was printed out. Here is the link to it, and here is actually the PDF so that you can read it right here. It's embedded. This is called embedded into the topic. And then in case you can't see that, then we have a thing, click here, and then when you do that, it just opens up as a separate PDF on a different page, a different tab of your browser. Down at the bottom is a thing called a media form. Now, this is the power of this particular type of wiki, in that you don't just have topics, but you also have form fields, like database fields, that are coupled with the topic. And sometimes that's maybe all you have is just the database fields. You don't actually have to have a topic, anything attached or written up above. You just have these form fields, and then it's like a database, where this is one record of a database. What do we have? We have a title, like I said, the publisher, the author, the date, the link to it, some keywords. This means when you go to one of these projects, this will be listed in the media, recent media that is applicable to this project. And so the election integrity, the lawsuit, this is a, what was this? This was a press release talking about the election lawsuit update. And so yeah, it has to do with the election lawsuit. We have the media type, it's an article. That means it's embedded right here. We can just read it. It's not just a link, but the article is here, and the type is that it's a PDF. That's a news release. So then there's an attachment down here. So all the attachments, you can just ignore those if you want, but there it is. That's the thing that's attached. You can have any number of attachments attached to a media topic, but the concept is, or any topic page in a wiki, in this FOSS wiki, you can have any number of attachments. But the idea here is that by having pretty much just one attachment or one type of media per topic page, that lets us more easily organize it. The exception of that would be if we have, say, a press conference video and it's on both Facebook and YouTube, then we would have one topic for both. The idea here is that we're able to list and organize information, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, whatever the platform is. It used to be Google Video, that disappeared. Then we had to go to blip.tv. Then they said we couldn't be on there. Then finally YouTube made their time limits go away, and so we could have longer videos. And so basically what we want to do is ensure that we can maintain our information even if the other sites that we rely upon change. So I want to show you now how to add a media. It's very, very easy. The only thing is just to kind of know what those fields are, but most of them you can just sort of ignore. I have a media item I want to add. I had just finished uploading this video to YouTube. And so here is the video that I want to put on. Here's the link to it. So I'll copy that. And I want to get the embed code too. Copy that. Now I use a thing called Ditto so I can remember more than one thing on my clipboard. I really recommend that you get that little add-on so that you have any number of things in your clipboard that you can go back to. I'll show you how that works. But if you don't have that, you can just add them one at a time. All right, now here we go. Here's NewsMedia and here's the ad. So I click on that. Now when you add a news media, it's going to give it an automatic name. It's going to be M with a number. And we don't really care about what the name is. We're not trying to make a wiki word name for every item. Instead, we just have this basic name that is generic, and then we go by what's in the form here to find them. Here, this starts, this topic header here is, we don't necessarily have to put anything in there. We're just adding a video. So what we're going to get is, the first thing was back on the, I'll show you how the ditto thing works. It has a little list here. So we're going to get the embed code first, copy that and put it in the embed HTML field. Okay, that's going to actually be incorporated into the header automatically. We also want the media link. Now I've got both a remote link and a media link, and this is used in cases where there's a remote link to something, like let's say it's a PDF file that's somewhere else, but we also want to have a copy of it here in case they erase it. So we may have the both a media link, which is a local link, and a remote link, which is one that goes out to the remote resource. But since sometimes they're unreliable and we want to make sure that it doesn't go away, then we just attach it and then we have it locally. So that's the difference between those. So now I want to put in the media link, then the second item back, which was the direct link to the video. And the publication date was actually, this was the conference call that we did on the 25th. So we're going to put the date in at when the video was recorded, not when I'm doing the work. So it's the date that it actually happened. And so what is this video? Let's go see. I've got this in the Opera browser because I like to maintain a different identity over on YouTube for uploading these things. But basically this is the name of it right here. We can use the same name. You can put anything in the name field here. It doesn't have to be in the title. Look, it got the share embed and stuff. We don't want that. This is Citizens Oversight is the publisher, and I'll put my name on it since I was actually running it, the conference call. And then that's pretty much for these. I explained the remote link. The forum link would be if we actually want to link into a specific, say, Facebook forum that's discussing this. Otherwise, a little Facebook forum will come up that's not that's just connected to this and not in some other place. So usually you won't fill that in. Note can be any kind of a note that you want, if you can think of something that's important about it. But then this is an important part. You want to tag this. It's election integrity, and we talked about all these things. So I would put all of those: election integrity, election team. I have snapshot protocol in here, even though it's not alphabetically sorted, just so it's easy to get to, because we usually mark that with the rest of those. And what kind of media is it? Well, this is a video. Okay, that's pretty much all you need to do there. And it's like, it's actually, it was a conference call. It's like, is it news? Not really, but that's, I guess you could say it's also a presentation. We'll put that in there. I don't have conference call on here. You know, we could do that. We could put conference call in here if we wanted to. The rest of these you can pretty much ignore. Anything, if you can hide it if you want, but it automatically is published unless you hide it. All the rest of these you can ignore, and then save. Those were actually in there so that we could deal with a public access TV and understand when we were airing our shows, but we're pretty much not doing that anymore. Okay, so what happened here? I have now saved it. We have, here is the link M1677, which is our local link to this page. Same as up here. And here is the media link. Remember, we pasted that in. That's, if you can click on that and it opens up a YouTube, or you can play it right here. So there it is. Very similar to this video because there we go. Way. Okay, so I'm not going to play because that's probably going to really make us go crazy. And then you can see there's a little Facebook comment down here. We just use the Facebook comments plugin. There's other ways to do comments, but that's the way we're doing it now. And then you can see down here are the fields that are showing up. That's, now I've added that, and now let's take a look. I go over to, say, the election team page. Make sure that it's rebuilt so I see that it's got a caching on there. All right, now I come down here to where we have it. Sure enough, there it disappears. We just add it so that now it appears in all these places. You can also find it in a news media list. Again, this is cached, so it doesn't take a long time to go. And I have to rebuild the page for it to show up. And then it will show up there in the list. It takes, I don't know, 20 or 30 seconds for this long page with 1,600 items to build each time. Fortunately, people really don't come to this page very often, and probably what we should do is flip this up into another subpage, next. But just for example, you can see there it is. And so that's the story about adding a video. Now, I'm going to pause here. Okay, I had to take a little break there because I wanted to get this set up so I could show you a PDF media ad. Let's go over to, again, the news media here. I'm going to press Add News Media. Now we're going to want to add this article that I have. Let's see, it's in the other, here it is. It's called Risk Limiting Audits. It's a technical paper about how the risk limiting audits work. It's a 50-page PDF. So what I want to do here is get the link to this, the remote link, and we're in the middle of editing our media topic. Skip that top part up there for now. I put it in the media link. We want the remote link because we're going to be downloading this and storing it right here so it doesn't go away. Let's see, publication date. Let's see, when was this on? October 2012. So that would be, we use this format, 2012 dash 11 or 10. Okay. You don't have to put the day. If all you know is that much, then that's fine. And then this is going to be the local media link once we download it. We'll take care of the other things there. Let's put this into election integrity, and maybe that's good enough for now. Just in general, it's the election integrity area. This really had to do with the audits on snapshot protocols. So, you know what? Any of these has some arbitrary. What are we going to be doing? This is going to be a PDF. It's going to be the actual article, not just a link, but we do have a link to it. And it is, we just call things news. It's kind of like research, not purely research, so we'll just go with that. And those things are just sort of like hint. It's not essential to get them exactly right. Okay, so far we just have a link here to the remote content. And here is the remote content. What we want to do is first download it to our local database file system. I actually keep quite a few of these things in the file system as it is. So we have the audit election theory as edit, laws and standards. Here we go. This is looking on this. Okay, so here's the white paper. And let me get it so this is what we can see. I guess we can't do it. Okay, so we're saving it in there. And so that's saved so we can know where it is. And then what we do is go over to our the topic that we're in the middle of editing. And we want to get now edit this again. I always come down to edit the wiki text because that's I can't use that more. The title. We want to get it exact. Risk limiting audits. Why now? Copy, and come back here and paste that in. Okay, and then publisher, who published that? The risk limiting audits working group, looks like. Now in this field, it could be a wiki word. You look for it if it's not on there. This is also there's many editors in here. Philip Stark is one that I was talking to. Philip Nance kind of was behind this whole thing. But we'll just put the same name back in there because it is kind of working with that as the author. All right, so then we're done with our add-ons. Now the next thing we want to do is attach the actual document to the topic if we have it. And we want to, let's see, it was under research laws and standards. Here we go. Here's the white paper. Okay, now we've chosen the file. Here's the white paper on risk. And we're going to create a link in the document there. Right now, I believe this will work with this client if we just put it in directly. What we want to do is, this end up going out here, the link. We'll actually move the link back before the comments and then get it embedded. So it's a little bit more work than would be optimal, so that would be all you have to do is just get it. What we want to do is move this link, which is automatically generated, up a notch. And then also put in here this keyword, embed PDF media, with percent signs around it. That's going to embed the item, this attached URL, this thing right here. That's the link to the item. That's meaningful in this media link field. And then we save that again, and that should turn up. Embedding the white paper you see into the topic. Okay, so we got that white paper. It's embedding with the local content, which is better than going out over the network to get the content from someplace else. And plus, if that other website should go away, this one, we still have the document here. Okay, so now that is has been added to the NewsMedia database. That is an example of a PDF going in. Okay, now I'm going to pause here again. I'm going to get a piece of NewsMedia. Okay, but now I'm going to give an example of a NewsMedia item. I'm going to be actually from the news, and we're going to be tracking out our NewsMedia data items inside Copswiki. Here's a NewsMedia item from the San Diego Union Tribune. It's regarding the election lawsuit. Says election lawsuit on track for October 12th. Why Joshua suit. This was written based on a press release that we sent out. And then he did a little bit more research perhaps on it. And so here is what we do. We basically go ahead and copy the whole thing so that we can maintain control. What happens typically is these NewsMedia websites delete their media sometimes after a while. So go all the way to the bottom and then Control-C, copy it to the clipboard. All right. Now we go over to Copswiki. We add NewsMedia. Now I want to do this not in wiki mode, but in this WYSIWYG mode. And we'll just go down in here and paste everything in. That was a Control-V to paste everything in. Usually it works pretty good. You don't have to sometimes you have to do a little bit of editing. Like right here, we have a few things, you know, for contact, you know, just get rid of that. All right. And then what we want to do is get the main items here, like the title. Copy and paste that into our data field. Now it's a two-part title, so I just add the second part here in the same field. We don't have a subtitle field. Could add that, but we don't have that now. Publisher, we only have this one set up. You enter in, and all of the articles that we've submitted from them will be listed there. Author, if you want to make a wiki link. Joshua Stewart. And when does this come out? August 23rd. Alright. Now the media link is the link on our website. And since we're providing a link to our website, and so that people can go and get the actual media on the website, they usually don't want this. You don't need any of that HTML. This is specific to the lawsuit, especially that. But it's also something of the election integrity. You know, it's hit all of those, so highly related. This is a link article, and we've also incorporated articles, both of those. And it is news. So that is all you need to do there. We don't have to get published, but we can. As long as you don't get hidden. So that'll be safe. Now the title will be shown twice because we have our title which is shown here, and then one that we pasted in is down here. Now note that we have Union Tribune has all of their articles listed together. And you go to the Union Tribune tab. See all the articles we do off the Union Tribune. This is where we are. They're listed. Most recent first, you see the one we just added is listed there. Joshua Stewart is not included yet. So we would like to add him as a reporter. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add his name as a wiki over here. Like that. And we want to make sure that that's the way it is. He's from the Union Tribune. This should be so that we can find it that way. And now, this guy, we have both ways. You can do it either way, but you know, sometimes his last name first and so forth, and together. And so he's a reporter. And that is also down here. We don't have to fill all this in. We just want to make sure that he gets included. And what kind of stuff does he need to report on? What he reports on this election lawsuit. I don't know if he's done anything else, but we'll include him on that. And now when you add him, you see his item is, we just added, is now showing up in the summary of articles submitted. And we go back to the article that we had submitted before here, and if we read, and Joshua Stewart is now underlined with red, but it goes to his page. And you usually want to add a guy like that. I want to actually look for anything else that is that has him in it. And we'll just search. Now, this is the general search box, not the specific jump to. This tries to find it anywhere that we can. Here is Joshua Stewart and the one that we just added. So there's only two things that we have. I know he's done other reports on this
topic, but we just haven't captured them properly so that we have them there. Now we go back to the common web, to the very top, and we see this is a rebuild the page kind of thing too. It will rebuild the page automatically over a period of time. We want to take a look and see what it is doing. It's still working on it. This again is one that we don't want it to take any time when people first get to the website. We want to just look because that's when we have the caching on. So it's still loading and building this page. What we're going to want to look for though is down here, latest news. Should show up. Here we go. Latest news from Citizens Notice. Last Citizens Notice. We want here is the election integrity stuff. We have the key meeting, press release, and well, that's because it was a while back election lawsuit on track for a trial. Okay, so basically, at this point, we've covered the information I wanted to cover. What happened was we added a video to the news release list. We added a PDF file that we wanted in there, and we added a news item directly from the news website and incorporated that in our database and linked it into the project set because it's applicable to. And that does it. So it's actually pretty easy. There's some nuances, some things I didn't cover in this, but basically that's the step, those are the steps we go through. What's good about this is once we have these things, and especially from the content that we create, then now we have a web address that we can get to social media and other places that people can find it more easily, and not just pasting these in. So that is it, and I encourage you to help. We have a lot of things that need to be added. If you see NewsMedia, maybe we can work with you on being the person who can add things in from time to time. Usually what we're doing is to have certain, a few people who, that's what they do. They volunteer just to add media to the website. It's a good volunteering job to do at this stage. You can do it from anywhere. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop recording, and I look forward to talking to you again. Bye-bye.